Hey guys, it's Mike with Japanimation World. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're here to do another Nin University. Today's episode we're featuring Ging Freecss. Now, he's everyone's favorite character that no one knows anything about. It's like the lore of him is greater than what we actually know about him. But I will say this, what we do know, he's got some great abilities and I'm going to go over them right now. So, for starters, Ging is considered a genius amongst the majority of Nin users on the planet. So he's not just a genius in my eyes or his eyes or the next guy's eyes. No, he's a genius in the eyes of his peers. He seems to just have this incredibly natural control over Nin. One of the key things that I want to talk about with this guy is a specific knack that he has, where it's not necessarily an ability, but it is an ability, but it's not his hatsu per se. He's able to mimic anyone's abilities. That's a striking ability of some sort, as long as he's hit with it. Now, while that is a great ability to have, obviously to be hit with someone's attack could be very, very costly depending on who's hitting you and what they're hitting you with. So right then and there, I just want to go ahead and put that out there, that is an ability of Ging. And like he said, this is not necessarily an ability per se. It's just a knack that I have. Now, let's move right in. So the first ability I want to talk about here is the ability named Remote Punch. This is something, Remote Punch is emissions type, an ability Ging copied from Leorio after the latter used it against him. Ging punches the surface nearby and emits his aura in a line from the point of impact to a specific location a few meters ahead. A wormhole-like circle is generated from which a fist emerges, stretching far beyond the length of a normal arm to strike its target. The strength and speed of the warp punch may depend on those of the original blow. Ging can use it rapid fire by hitting the ground many times and thus unleashing multiple punches. In the manga, in this picture right here, he actually is able to copy Leorio's ability and use multiple attacks, multiple punches through the wormhole. And which is, we've never seen Leorio do multiple of anything. We've seen him do the one punch, and we know Leorio isn't necessarily the most powerful person that we've seen in the entire Hunter x Hunter series, and not even close to it, to say the least. But this is an example of an ability that he exactly copied from someone just by being hit with it once. He's able to analyze it, do whatever he got to do, and mimic it. Unbelievable. Next, we're going to move into a second ability, Ultrasound. Now, this one here is ridiculously interesting, and obviously only someone of genius capacity would be able to come up with something like this and really, really know how to use it, especially when they're not, this isn't being taught. So, through palpation, which means using one's hand to examine the body, and tapping, Ging can release his aura and pulses around an area like an ultrasound to detect other organisms within it, potentially abnormalities in the human body. Ging praises this technique as it is harder to detect compared to regular N. He came up with this ability after analyzing Leorio's remote punch. So, what we've seen Ging do, he was able to touch a wall in a cave of some sort and tap his hand, just like you're seeing on the picture here, and he's able to pinpoint the location of two pursuers. And at that point, he's able to then use Leorio's ability, punch through the floor and knock these guys out. So he's able to detect where people are. He can detect the room. He can detect the just an environment in general. But he can also detect abnormalities in your body, and so forth and so on. So that is just that's just another notch on the level of intelligence that this guy is working with. Last but not least, with Ging Freecss, we have an ability, Phasing Bullet. This here is an emissions ability as well. By laying his hands on a surface, Ging can shoot a projectile of aura from each that quickly travels through the obstacle without damaging it, instead hitting whatever is on the other side. These bullets had enough power to knock out 2 unsuspecting enemies. However, Ging hinted that he could shoot with even more powerful projectiles, as he stated he was going easy on his opponent. So, just so you guys understand, I mean, you'll see it in the picture here, but Ging is able to place his hands on a surface, on a wall, on a floor, if he's on a multiple story building, or whatever the case is, and fire a projectile nin through the wall out the other side to hit his target without damaging the wall at all. And he can know exactly who's on the other side of the wall based on his ultrasound ability. He places his hand on a wall, he can tap, use nin, know who's on the other side, and then blast them. That sounds remarkably convenient for anyone who is current on Hunter x Hunter and what's currently happened in the Succession War and the Black Whale. So Ging seems to have just these crazy abilities that aren't his abilities. Like like everything we talked about isn't Ging's Hatsu, and it isn't what he specializes in. This is him literally just messing around, just doing things. Like, all right, the Phasing Bullet, we didn't see him steal that from anyone, but it's probably safe to assume that he did mimic that. He did mimic someone's ability with that. It's also safe to assume that when we see Ging's Hatsu, we're going to know that this is his Hatsu, and it's going to be serious, for sure. So, with that being said, Ging is an interesting character. He's got some interesting abilities. I can talk about the character for 45 minutes, but this Ning University, we're here to only talk about the powers. And I don't want to spoil too much of the story. That's the reason I'm skipping over a lot of things. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. Give me a thumbs up if you liked the video. If you want to see more, I have these coming out every day for the next 4 days, potentially even longer than that. If you like these Ning Universities, leave a comment down below if you're new to Japanimation World. I am very, very interested in basically just conversing and meeting everybody, to be honest with you. I just love talking anime. So definitely, if you're new to the channel, subscribe down below. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, and also comment if you're new and you're subscribing, and let me know, so I can give you guys, every single one of you guys, a warm welcome to Japanimation World. Other than that, I think that pretty much covers everything. Peace. You guys have a good one. See you on the next video.